Why am I slow clapping? I'm slow clapping for the marketing behind this movie, Zombeavers, for the fantastic tagline, "It will all be damned." That is some good marketing right there. So I am talking about Zombeavers, a 2014 horror movie where the title kind of gives it away. It's about zombie beavers, that's correct. Now this type of movie, as we've seen quite a few times before, it basically focuses on a group of young adults, college kids, whatever, going to a kind of holiday location out in the kind of middle of nowhere, sort of get away from, you know, the sort of busy city urban life and what have you. So basically we end up having 16, 3 guys, 3 girls, sort of going out there. They, you know, there's some personal stuff going on with them as well. And we find out they have this kind of cabin by the lake, and this cabin has been, this area has been sort of infected by this kind of toxic waste that sort of fell off the back of a lorry and has made the local sort of wildlife, particularly the beavers, turn into these kind of zombie-like creatures. And not long after the film, to be fair, it starts pretty quick. We get these kind of wave after wave of these attacks from these zombie beavers, and then about halfway through the film we actually kind of get humanoid people who are infected, and they're kind of a cross between human beaver zombie hybrids, which is quite interesting. Plus I have to say another type of animal which also gets beaver zombified, and that was quite a bit of a unique moment as well. So what's this movie like? This actually is quite a fun film, I will say. Now obviously a movie called Zombeavers, you're not going to be taken too seriously, and obviously it's not made to be taken as a serious horror film, so it's kind of a horror comedy to a certain degree. And it looks like a lot of the lines are actually improvised. There's a kind of an outtake reel at the end of the movie that kind of makes it feel like a lot of this stuff was actually kind of improvised, but it does have a kind of good sense of fun. And if you like one of these movies where it's so bad it's good, then you probably want to check this film out. However, I do have some problems with it. First of all, like you're probably going to expect with this film, this is a cheap film. Now, in some regards, I don't mind necessarily some sort of degree of cheapness. We've seen some good films come from kind of a low budget. I mean, Peter Jackson's early works, for example. However, this film really does look cheap. The effects are quite poor, let's be honest. They're obviously puppets for the most part. There's a little bit of CGI here and there, but they are so obviously puppets, you know, it kind of goes just beyond the joke a little bit to make it just to look a little bit too, you know, am I watching a student film? A couple of other issues I had with the actors in this movie. There's some poor performances here, and again you could argue, hey, this is kind of a fun B movie, who cares about the acting? But again, it's just a little bit cheesy and crap, and I think because the script was obviously a little bit loose, because there's so much ad-libbing here, it kind of just comes across as, sometimes you just think that was just a terrible line, you know, that was horrible, you know. And again, I guess you could argue the script is not very good as well. And the other thing I would say is the characters, generally speaking, are pretty near enough all unlikable. There's not anyone that you're kind of really rooting for. There's a whole bunch of personal problems going on with these guys as well, but not one of them, I would say, is a particularly likeable character. I will say this, obviously you have the kind of the token survivors, and I have to say the person who sort of survives is not maybe who I would thought it was going to be. So that I quite appreciated. But like I said, it's a fun film. I think it's a film that you can kind of watch and just kind of turn your brain off to and enjoy watching it maybe once, but I don't think it's a film that I would kind of recommend for repeat viewings, or if you are a serious horror fan. If you kind of just want a bit of forgettable fun, then you may want to check this film out. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.